ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Gray, and it's Just Plain Living here.
Good morning, I'm Peggy Burton.
Excuse me, I got all choked up, and I'm Jim Fuller. I get all choked up.
Get all emotional when you're
well, Julia, sometimes, you know, she has to try to get us up and smiling and everything, you know. And today she said, give me the all you got today now, or something like that. And
ready,
which can, in this business can be really scary, because sometimes we come up here and we got nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, we always got something.
You know,
Sort of like Seinfeld. What do you got?
And you know, that little coffin or whatever, man, the pollen is everywhere. The cars are yellow.
Yeah. I thought the rain would get rid of most of it. Maybe it has.
Well, some, but not.
Still out there.
It's still out there. It's still out there.
Sneeze.
My eyes watering and my nose is running, and that's something you need to remember too. If you want to get that stuff off your car, don't forget Wash Spot right down the road out here. They've got a Supreme Clean out there for $12.
Yeah.
That part of it is when the last thing they do is they spray like a sealer on there.
Yeah.
So your car's a little bit slicker than it would be otherwise, and that pollen might not. It's right across from Lowe's. They're one of our sponsors, Wash Spot. Yeah,
and I believe that
Right
12.
across from Lowe's. Okay, I remember
if
that.
you're lucky enough to get one on our Tennessee Traveler Show,
Right.
you can get it for $5.
$5.
Wow.
Yeah, you can
Yes.
go buy. And matter of fact, I think we still had some left last night. So you can go buy couches and pick up one of those certificates. $12 Supreme Clean for $5.
And
Awesome.
this time of year, when you get all this pollen and stuff on your cars, that's a good way to do it. Now, I'm one of those who likes to wash my own car.
I know.
You know,
And anybody else's that comes close to you.
yeah, it's a throwback to my younger days when I worked in a filling station,
Right.
or service station when
That's
you
a good way
actually
to
got
wash your own
service.
car.
But
Yeah,
but
I
anyway,
like that.
this time of year, nah.
Nah, it's not worth it.
I just go through the car wash.
Yeah.
You know?
But you know, the thing about it
5
is,
minutes, it's going to be back on there.
when you're working on your car, that's sort of like I used to love mowing the grass.
Oh, I like
because
that
it's
too.
mindless, and you know, you don't have a
think about
telephone, you
anything.
don't have to
Yeah.
answer a telephone, you don't have to talk to anybody. You can go out there and wash your car, and there's something nice about. I like watering flowers too. You know, just spraying water on stuff.
You're
It just,
right,
you know,
that's
it's just a nice thing to
You
do.
don't have to be all stressed out over something.
No, watering your flowers should not be stressful.
Well, you know, I used to talk to my dad about that because he was a wonderful farmer, and it didn't matter how hard he worked. He never appeared to me to be overstressed.
No,
You know, at
you're
least that's how he
outside,
came
you're in
into me.
nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
You know,
a lot
you-
of stress, to a great extent, is what we've created over the
Oh,
years.
yeah.
Is life,
Like
it
what's
gets more and more
stuff
hectic,
that's
you know,
important that
yeah.
is just mindless trivia.
You know, relative to washing cars, though, I have to say that when I was doing it, because I had to, that was my job. It wasn't near as much fun
Yeah.
as it is now. I don't know if you folks, or some of you folks might remember in Tullahoma, but I worked at Woody's Service Station. Woody's Service Station was across the street from where the post office is now.
And you worked there.
Yeah, I worked there when I was all through high school, and you know, we'd go in on Saturday, and we would wash cars from 7 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock at night. And I think they charged $3 for a hand wash. This is inside and out.
Yeah.
The whole
Oh,
deal.
yeah.
Washed them by hand.
And
they
how
got-
much of that did you get at the end of the day?
We got $5 a day.
$5 a day.
$5
Well, that was
a
big
day.
money then.
It was
Yeah.
it was decent money
For a
then, you know.
student.
Yeah, we'd wash about 25 or 30 cars a day.
That's what I got paid when I was working at the Coca-Cola company as a
$5 a day.
bottle boy on a truck. We'd show up, and it didn't make a difference how many hours you worked.
You
Oh,
still
right.
got $5.
You got $5 a day, and we'd show up in dark in the morning and work till dark at night. You know, in the summertime, because you know they're selling those cold drinks, and I mean, you know, we had to go out and deliver them and get the bottles back and everything. At the end of the week, you'd have $25 less taxes, so you might work 65, 70 hours.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, the thing about it is in those days, as a kid, you know, 14, 15 years old, you were tickled to death to be able to have the opportunity to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Any money.
You know, because, yeah, absolutely, because in the summertime, the deal was you worked 7 days a week. You could work all the time in the summertime. You could work 7 days a week, and you got a day off every third week.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, so you'd work 2 or 3 weeks and then you get a day off.
Oh, baby.
But you know, which was really nice. But you know, the weeks in the summertime when you work all full time, I mean, you know, $35, you thought you were
Sure, you
thought you
were
were
lucky.
wealthy, you know.
Well, but the thing about it is, what was gas then?
Gas was about 25 cents.
25
a
cents a
gallon.
gallon.
About 25 cents a gallon.
You could go to Clyde. You could go to Clyde Phillips and buy a shirt for $10.
Yeah,
Buy a pair of pants for 20.
yeah.
You know, that was
It
back
was
in the
like $1
days
million.
where, oh yeah, well, guys would come in on Fridays when I was working down there, every Friday and buy a new shirt and a new pair of chinos or khakis, you know, to wear out Friday night,
Yeah.
and because they could afford to do it, because
Right.
it wasn't a great big bunch of money.
You know, it was quite common in those days too. You know, when gas is 25 cents a gallon, that young people would come in there and they'd buy $2 worth of gas, and you know, which was 8 gallon. You know, that would like get them through the whole weekend. You know?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And in those days there was not a lot to do except ride the streets. So
those
you know,
days are done,
yeah,
folks.
those days are.
Those days are
Dream
long,
on.
long gone, long gone.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier about the AMC Awards. Did you watch the American Country
I
Music
saw
Awards show?
pieces of it, but I did not see the entire.
They held that thing out at Jerry's World. It's the biggest award show
In the world.
Most attendance at an award show that there'd ever been, and the reason why is usually when they have that thing, it's at a venue to where only the notables
Get to come.
in the industry are there, and they had almost 80,000 out there, and I mean they opened
And
it
it's
for
so-
tickets, you know.
Yeah, and it was so noisy, I thought.
And it was
tremendously noisy.
we were speaking earlier, you know, that Alan Jackson did a good job singing his 9/11 song,
I love
and
that song. That was really
and
touching.
George Strait
I did see that.
Yeah, he was great.
did a good thing, and Reba did a mashup of about 5 or 6 of her songs, and then Martina McBride sang Independence Day, and pretty much other than that, it was bro rap country.
But you know, what I remember about the pieces that I saw was George Strait came out there and I did what I thought it was a John Gray song.
All my exes.
All my exes.
Because John Gray used to do that at our karaoke shows for
An
years.
award for 40 years of 4 decades. Of,
Yeah. He was one of about 7 people that they gave mega awards to.
that was
And
nice. I
but
appreciated
what
that.
happened out there? The song of the year was "Automatic" and that's
Miranda.
Miranda Lambert. Duo was Florida Georgia Line. Group was Little Big Town singing "Day Drinking."
Day drink.
Day
Glad to see
Drinking.
Brooks and Dunn back.
Brooks and Dunn were back together. New artist Cole Swindell. Album of the year platinum Miranda Lambert. Female vocalist Miranda Lambert. Single was "I Don't Dance" Lee Bryce. Male was vocalist was Jason Aldean, and entertainer of the year was Luke Bryan. And I was listening this morning to the radio, and they were talking about one of these young DJs was talking about Miranda Lambert was the greatest country singer that had ever been.
Wow.
And I thought, well, what crib did he crawl out of?
That's what I would say.
You know, you got George Strait on this show, who's been nominated for Entertainer of the Year numerous times in 4 decades. And Miranda Lambert has won. Yeah, she's won recently some stuff.
She's cute.
She's cute. She's married to Blake Shelton, and
Yeah.
she's a superstar.
Yeah.
But to say that she's the greatest entertainer that's
No, I
ever
don't
been
think
in
so.
country music,
I don't think so.
wake up. Somebody out there.
It's hard to
Too
imagine,
young.
for me to imagine that George Strait has been around for 4 decades, but he has.
He's a handsome man, has a great voice.
And he
you can
said,
understand what he says. That's what I like.
and do I
Oh, yeah,
recall,
yeah.
John, that he's had like maybe 300 mega hits
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
over that
yeah,
period
yeah.
of time. I
It's
mean,
just everything he does.
goodness gracious. I mean,
But it's just like the little girl who wrote, helped Miranda Lambert write "Automatic." Was so pleased because Miranda called her up, and
And that was very
and the
nice
little
of her,
girl
yeah.
said, you know, I want to be to you what Dean Dillon has been to George Strait.
that was a very
You know,
poignant
because
statement.
Dean Dillon has written
yeah.
80% of George Strait's hits, and
I
you know,
thought
wouldn't that
was
be
very
great?
gracious
Oh,
of
my
Miranda
goodness.
to give accolades to her.
Well, but they were co-writers, and the song of the year is about the song, about the writers and the song. It's not about the singer. So, yeah, it was great. And then another one, I believe it was Casey Musgraves, or one of them was talking about writing and how they've been successful recently with different ones recording their stuff. And she said, you know, it's hard to find the doors into Music City.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the passageway into the inside of Music City, there's not many doors and they're hard to find. But once you get in, it's whether they'll let you turn the corner to get on the right street or not.
Yeah.
And she said, I feel like I finally
Got
turned
that
the
door.
corner.
Yeah.
Because once you get one thing done and then another thing done, then people start coming to you for stuff. And once you get to that position, then it's history. And congratulations for her.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That would be a great feeling to have.
Yeah.
Sure it would.
Sure would.
Anyway, some of it I liked and some of it I didn't like. I thought it was awfully noisy.
Yeah.
You know, there were times when I'm thinking, there must be some words in there that I'm not getting.
Nah.
Because it's just so noisy.
And you know, that's kind of normal. I mean, you know, we probably, all of us grew up in an era when we were
there was a time when
we identified with the pure country aspect.
Well, when our
of it.
parents thought rock and roll was noisy.
Yeah, sure.
And the devil. It was the devil. You go dance and go listen to that rock and roll, you're going to hell because that's the devil.
Nobody ever told me that in my house.
Well, there's a lot of them got put in jail for playing it
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
in the day, and up north, and some of those clubs, you know, they'd go in there and put on a rock and roll show, and police come knock the door down and haul them out.
Yeah. It's hard to imagine that.
It is.
Hard to imagine.
What about Shrek? Did you go to Shrek this weekend?
I'm going on Sunday afternoon. I'm bringing a bunch of people with me that are family that I gave them a ticket for Christmas. So we're now
You
having our
bought Christmas?
Christmas gift is going to see Shrek with the kids.
That's good. Well, it was a good show,
I'm
and
sure
we'll
it
have a little
was.
bit more about that later on. What we need to do right now is take a quick commercial break, and we will be back with today's show. Don't you go anywhere, because there's good stuff going to happen around here.
Are you tired of getting those letters in the mail being turned down for that new car due to bankruptcy, medical expenses, or divorce? Then look no further than Russell Barnett Kia. Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Here at Russell Barnett Kia, we are your bank. Dial 931-455-6066 or visit us on the web at russellbarnett.com. And remember, we are the bank and we can help you. Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Why buy anywhere else?
It's your trademark. That's something special everyone knows and remembers. It's your thing. It's made holidays special for decades and summers unforgettable for the entire neighborhood. It's made everyone laugh every single time. Don't let illness or injury keep you from doing your thing. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, folks, we're back, and we have Mr. Tony Pulaski with us today, and there's getting ready to be a big event happen in Manchester.
Yes, sir.
At the conference center, and it's now your business. You have a animal rescue farm.
We have a rescue called Waiting for a Star to Fall Farm. We are a 501c3 organization, nonprofit, recognized by the federal government. We take in big dogs out of most of the kill shelters from here all the way to Dixon, Tennessee. And we bring them in, we train them up, we make sure they're okay, and we adopt them out. And the ones that are going to be put down first, we take out of the shelters to make room for the other ones. And we've done about 200 dogs in the past couple of years. And we're just having fun doing it. We're expanding the organization. We got our area right now. We got 5 acres fenced in. We train the dogs out there. They'll run around all over the place, and we just take the worst of the worst and try to make them better. We do pit bulls, German shepherds, Rottweilers, things like that.
All right, and you're located out near the Tennessee, near the tree farm, UT?
Yes, right down the road from there. We're about half a mile from the tree farm over there, just past the Montana Drive-In on UT Farm Road. Just take that first left, and we're 1.25 miles down that road.
And people who have, they can even just come out there and bring their own dog out there and walk their dog. You've got area out there where people can go out there and exercise an animal.
Right.
And
all they have to do is usually on Saturdays and on the weekends, but Saturdays are the main day. If people want to come out and walk one of our dogs or walk one of their dogs, we have paths out there. The only thing we ask is if you got your dog out there, keep it on a leash.
Right.
And walk your dog, come on out, or if you just want to come out. A lot of people just come out because they don't have a dog, or they just don't. Situation is they can't afford one, or they just live in an apartment.
Right.
And we invite them to come out and just walk one of our adoptable dogs, sit around on a bench, and just have a good day.
Talk to the dog.
Talk to the dog, pet the dog.
Yeah, that's really pretty
and that
cool.
helps the dog socialize with people
Well,
and
it helps
everything else.
a lot of people who need that, who've had a pet in their life and don't have one anymore.
Right. And it works out really well.
So that's good. Well, how long have you been out there?
We've been out there for about 5.5 years now. And we just started the rescue about 3 years ago, and we put in for our 501c3 and finally got that back from the IRS, which is
right.
And it was tough, but we got it.
Yeah.
And it's opened some doors. We've been putting in for grants and things like that. And and since we are a nonprofit, anything that is donated to us monetarily or anything else can be a tax write-off for the people that do donate to us.
Right.
So it works out really well.
Now, tell us about the event that's going to take place in Manchester, because this is exciting.
Thank you.
About who's going to be there and what it's going to be about.
On May 2nd, we are hosting Tia Torres from Pitbull and Parolees. Which
is a television
show. Which is a television show on Animal Planet on Sunday nights. A lot of people don't watch it that often because it's all about dogs, and we do dogs. She started her rescue several years ago when she rescued one pit bull, and it went from there. And she couldn't afford to hire people to do it, so she got the idea to hire parolees. Therefore, the name Pit Bulls and Parolees came along. They moved out of California about a year ago. They are now in New Orleans, Louisiana. Mm-hmm. They've got the Pit Bulls, and they've also got a new breakout branch called Swamp Creatures, where they just go out to the swamps out there where people dump a lot of their dogs. And she started a rescue for them. She's coming down here with her twin sons, and Earl Moffitt, who is one of the parolees that she has hired, has been there now for I think 3 or 4 years. He is now an ex-parolee, and he's bought a house over there. He's got his life together, and he's still working for us. So he comes down and does motivational speeches to help people out where they're if they're going the wrong way.
Yeah, so when you think about this, pit bulls and parolees, we were visiting the other day. How the parolees get involved is a lot of times when people are paroled, they have a hard time finding work because people don't want to take a chance on someone who's just gotten out of prison.
Yeah, and that's why she did it, and it's been going on for years now, and it's working out for her. The good thing about this thing is she's going to be up here. They only do 10 cities in the U.S. in a year. And how it happened was the friends of ours went down there to visit the place. And they said, well, you never come to Tennessee. And she said, nobody's ever invited us. So we invited them. And one phone call led to another, and back and forth, and we finally decided on May 2nd. And the ticket sales are that's for her 501c3. What we have done is a good friend of ours named Krista French has handmade 2 beautiful quilts that we're going to auction off and raffle off at the event.
Right.
And Tia Torres has been kind enough to autograph these things, and both the quilts are pit bull or dog animal orientated, and they're beautiful. And you can see them online on our Facebook page and everything, which is Waiting for a Star to Fall Farm.
Right.
I'm throwing that commercial in there.
Hey, throw it out there.
And,
we all need to get that money any way we can.
We'll be there starting about 7 o'clock that morning. Earl goes on at 10 o'clock, and then at 11:30, I think the band starts. I forgot their name now. I should have had that. And then she comes on at noon, a little after noon, and she'll talk till 4 o'clock. And then they'll have a photo. Yeah, she'll be there signing autographs. And normally she will not leave until everybody gets their autograph signed.
Right.
And if anybody has any questions about us, you can call us at 931-461-5416, or you can call me, which is 224-6655. Because a lot of people are saying, how do I buy the tickets? How do I do that? And everything else.
Right.
And if we don't answer the phones at home, just call me on my cell, because I live on the cell with the animals.
We all live on the cell.
Yeah. And I'm outside most of the time anyway with it, so it works out pretty good.
Now, where other than you are the tickets being sold?
We've got Happy Tails, which is a grooming salon.
Right.
Kramer's Boutique over in Tullahoma, right across by the Dairy Queen over there. Mike's Tire and Brake, real good friends of ours. They're selling tickets. And a couple of people that work with us, or we know that out at Bridgestone, they're kind of like traveling all over the place, giving them out. Okay. So it works out pretty well.
Okay. Well, and again, that's May
2nd, starting at 2 Saturdays from now.
2 Saturdays from now.
It'll be at the convention, the conference center in Manchester.
Right.
And it starts at 10 o'clock, and tickets, it's $40 online and $50 at the door, but it's for 6 hours of entertainment.
Right. Sounds like a great deal.
Thank
you, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Good luck to you. And folks, you never know what you're going to see when you come around Tullahoma in the Middle Tennessee area. Last week we had somebody from the Deadliest Catch. I went to High on the Hog to the barbecue, and the guy speaking over there was Chef Troy Black, who's been all over television. And now we've got Tia Torres from Pit Bulls and Parolees coming into Coffee County. Folks, Little Hollywood, that's what we are right here. Don't you go away, and we'll be right back, and you'll see more about why.
We get closer to a world with more birthdays when we take cancer patients by the hand. We help them find answers and guidance and hope, and give them more candles to light. We're the American Cancer Society. Help create a world with more birthdays at morebirthdays.com.
Serving you as a local firefighter. Proudly served our country in the United States Air Force. Serving Tullahoma. Helping our kids.
Hi, I'm Terry Stroop. Your comfort is our service. We'd like to thank Tullahoma for the privilege of serving your heating and cooling needs.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Ladies and gentlemen, the other night, the Centennial Women's Club had their annual wine tasting, and it's an event they've done for about 8 years now, and the Dameron brothers down at the Liquor Locker are partners with them in that. And what they do is they raise money for a couple of charities. This year, one of the charities is Shepherd's House, and the other charity or project that the money is going to is the Light Up South Jackson project. So we had a great time out there, and we're going to show you some of the fun that went on at the annual Centennial Women's Club wine tasting. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the Lakewood Golf and Country Club where the Centennial Women's Club is having their annual wine tasting event. All right, and the money made tonight is going to one of two places. One of the things it's going to is Light Up South Jackson, and it is something that the Centennial Women's Club has adopted, and part of the money will go to there, and the rest of the money will go toward the Shepherd's House. So it's a great event. Look at that t-shirt right there. And the room is full as always at the Centennial Women's Club's wine tasting. All the notables and selectables are here. And they have, the wine is provided by the Dameron Brothers at the Liquor Locker. And Mr. Jeff Hazard right there he is. And it's to be tasted, find out what you might like and what you might want to go buy, and it's a fun time for everybody, and a lot of money's made and given to great charities. Now what happens here is, hello, how is everybody? Happy wine tasting. And springtime. There you go. What happens here is you get to go around the table and they give a list. There's a list of the different wines that are being tasted tonight, and you get an opportunity to taste the wines and see. Look at that pair over there. Good looking if I've ever seen it. Taste the wines and then learn about how you're supposed to pair them with different foods. And it's educational, it's fun, and it's a great fundraiser. These two right here, you talk about two favorites. There they are, serving that wine up at the Centennial Women's Club wine tasting.
And so you got to do something.
There's Mayor Curley over there in the back. Hello, look at here, look at here. There's the dancing queen right there. Having fun. Look at all these people. What a great thing. There's a group of girls from Traders Bank right there. Just a wonderful event. There's a couple smiling faces right there. Look at that. Isn't that good? All kinds of great people here having fun at the Centennial Women's Club wine tasting. There's Sandy right there. It's great to see these people. You always see the good ones helping. There's Marion right there. Look at that pretty face. They're all here tonight. Have a cheese and fruit and all the good things out here at the Lakewood Golf and Country Club. And it's the fundraiser by the Centennial Women's Club. Hello, hello, hello. There's the chairperson right there. Look at that. Look at those two pretty faces right there.
I am the president of Shepherd's House Board. It is a 8-member board, but the Shepherd's House is a home for the homeless. It's the only homeless shelter in 4 counties. We have a 15-bed capacity. Our goal is to help them change their direction of their lives.
If you all haven't seen the rendering out in the hallway of South Jackson, you need to look at it. That is a great treasure for the city of Tullahoma, and it has needed repair for a long time. To help us, we're going to be hitting businesses and sending letters to individuals. But if you want to make a check out tonight, we'll take it. We also have t-shirts, note cards with the rendering on it. So this is Centennial Women's Club's Community Improvement Project.
Here's that good-looking group right there. Look at them. The Centennial Women's Club and the Dameron Brothers. Doing great things for Tullahoma. Always.
He's Bryce Harper.
All right, we're with the Dameron Brothers right now, Jay and Jeff, and guys, it looks like to me you've had another successful wine tasting.
We'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. This is the 9th year we've done this event. The first 2 years was with Don Jackson, and Jeff and I have taken over the last 7 years, and I believe tonight was another success.
What about it, Jeff? You had a good night?
Oh yeah, we've had a good night and raised a lot of money for 2 good charities in Tullahoma.
Well, guys, let me tell you what, we all appreciate what the two of you do for this community.
We appreciate your business and the support for this charity. Thank you.
the time, maybe you were just building a bridge, a business, or a community. Maybe you were simply working for a home or a better tomorrow. At the time, you served out of duty and love of country. But in that time, we see a legacy created, an American dream lived. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
There's no place like home.
Getting home safely is just a click away, and choosing the right seat for your little one's age and size will take you down the road to safer travels.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham from the News Channel 5 Weather Center. Look to Jim Fuller and crew for local news night here on Channel 6.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and today we have our expert weather forecaster on the show, and that's, one of the things he does for the city of Tullahoma. And no, I'm just kidding about that whole thing. We're pleased to have with us Winston Brooks, the community coordinator, and today he's brought Gina Bumbalow from Tullahoma High School, who has a really neat job that I just found out about. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. You're here, why?
Well, first of all, it's great to be here again, Jim.
Oh,
Thank you so much for having me.
If we're going to be civil, it's great to have you here as well.
Thank you. So I did check the forecast for May 9th. Mm-hmm. It's going to be beautiful, sunny weather, 72 degrees, and you can bank on it. And that's going to be a Saturday morning, and there's a great event we're here to talk about. We've been working with Kathy Rose at the high school and Gina, who's the coordinator at School Health, and it's called the first annual Wheels in Motion Bike, Scooter, Skateboard, whatever rolls parade, and it's going to be in Manchester. It's going to start at the Rec Center, and we want to just encourage everyone to come out and sign up, and it's for a great cause, which is Wheels in Motion. Do you want to tell me a little bit about Wheels in Motion?
Sure. This started off with Miss Rose approaching me about having Interact have a project and partnering with Coordinated School Health to have a healthy fundraiser and plus have a fun event for all ages to get out and work together. So we started thinking what we could do that was a little bit different, so we came up with a bike parade. Well, then we didn't want to limit to just bikes, and Winston came to us and had this idea about us working with Coffee County to do something healthy as a county in general. So we partnered up with Coordinated School Health in Manchester, along with the Manchester Rec Department, to help put this event on.
Yeah, they're having a huge event there. It's called Park Palooza, so there's a lot of other events going on. So if you make the journey over there to do the bike parade, which starts at 9 a.m., then there's going to be a free concert. There's also going to be all kinds of other games. And Park Palooza, if you've never been there before, it's sort of like an outdoor health fair.
Yes.
And it's really a neat event to bring the county together for a fitness activity like this. It's the first time both schools have worked together, and so we have a fun name for it too. It's the Tour des Cats versus the Tour des Raiders. And so the Tullahoma High School Wildcats will be raising money for Wheels in Motion, and Gina knows a little more about that. Explain to them Wheels in Motion, how that works.
Wheels in Motion is a project the Sunrise Rotary gets bikes for East Lincoln. So we're going to, with Interact being a part of Rotary, we're going to help with that event this year. And the students at the high school that help are also going to get Tennessee Promise hours and some service hours. So that would be a good event and fun way to also get those hours completed. It's $10 a person. The t-shirt, Angela Pendergraft's graphic art students designed the front and the back of it, and so they can register, pay their $10, the first 200 get a free t-shirt, and they'll dress up. There'll be a parade atmosphere, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay, it sounds like, and I assume that the in motion thing is to get exercise for these.
Exercise gets you moving, you know, whether that be your skates, your families want to come pull the kids in the wagon, you know, anything on wheels that is man-powered is a great way to get exercise, and we're going to take advantage of using the greenway over there. So it will be a fun day, and you dress up in any kind of costume that you'd like. Now, of course, you know, if you want to be a Wildcat, any kind of Wildcat, and they're going to dress up in their Raider attire. And Coffee County is raising money for their Teen Expo. Tullahoma, all their money will stay in Tullahoma to go toward the Interact project. So that will be an exciting day. And there's going to be a petting zoo, so Home Depot's coming with projects to do for the kids, so it's going to be a fun day.
You mentioned that money goes to East Lincoln School.
It will go to Interact, who is purchasing the bikes for the Wheels in Motion.
And I guess that's a good idea, because a lot of the kids are riding bicycles.
Oh yes,
are they not? And
they have a lot of students that already walk and ride, because we really want to. Part of my job is to help with helping us be a healthier community and a healthier school. So we definitely want to get people up and moving.
Can you speak to your job there just a second? Tell us a little bit about that, because it's something new.
Coordinated school health is something that the legislatures have enacted for all the counties, and so each school system can have a coordinated school health director, and it's funded by grants. And so we help with safety in the schools, with social well-being, physical well-being. We help with staff as well as student wellness. The health screenings, we do those, as well as helping if someone were to need vision aid or something like that. So we work all over the school in a lot of different capacities.
Okay, that sounds like an exciting program, and your counterpart in Manchester apparently is helping you guys.
Yes, Janet Thornton and Priscilla Van Trees. They're coordinated school health in Coffee County.
Okay.
And if you want to sign up, contact Gina.
You can contact me through the email, which is just gina.bumbalow@tcsedu.net, or they can call the high school, or they can call my office, which is 931-454-2639.
Okay. And we also have more information at tullahomatn.gov/get-fit, and we have flyers and all the full information out there, the full Parkpalooza schedule, information about the concert, and the sign-up form. And let me just tell you a little bit about the route real quick. So this is a parade. It's not a race. It's not an endurance event. It's going to start at the Rec Center there in Manchester, wind along the Little Duck River, and then a little climb up to Square. Do a couple times around the square, and then it'll end back at the bottom of the hill at the Rec Center. So it's a fun route.
That's a pretty good hill there, isn't it, going up to the square?
Well, depends on your definition of a hill. It's okay to get off and walk if you have to, but yeah, it's a little bit of a climb. That would be the most difficult part. That's where the fitness part of it comes in. But you get to go back down.
Yes, it's a good part. You go down.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And it is a healthy fundraiser, so we're all about, getting out there and doing something that benefits the community, both you as well as others.
Yeah. Is this just for the students, or can, say, Winston wants to do a skateboard on this thing? Can he do that? Or?
He sure can. He can bring the whole family, because we're not limited. If you want to come out and bring the kids in the wagon and pull them up and down, and we're all about that, because it's something that we want to do that'll doesn't limit it to a certain age.
Right. And there's prizes for the best costume, and in the school that has the most participants will win the new coveted award for the Tour de Cat, the tour for Wheels in Motion. We haven't really decided the name yet, I guess.
And Coordinated School Health will allow whatever school in Tullahoma has the most participants. We're going to have a slushy party, so we're going to have some fun with that as well. There's a costume, like you said, the best dressed, the best ride, as well as the best group. So if you want to come as the, M&Ms, all colors or whatever, or you want to dress up in any kind of the Munsters or whatever, that'll be fun.
Oh yeah, this is a cool idea. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And we want you to come out.
The neatest part is being able to do something that's countywide. It's involving a lot of different people, and that's just a great thing when you can work together to make us healthy.
Right, and the Parkpalooza event, by the way, folks, if you may remember that from the past couple of years, is really a fun event as well. So put them all together, it's going to be exciting.
# Tour de Cat.
Tour de Cat. I love that name. Who came up with that?
Winston. Well, we were together. We worked it out.
A partnership. Okay.
We like a partnership.
Okay.
Thanks for having us today.
Hey, listen, thank you for coming by. It really sounds like an exciting program.
And it's going to be good weather. Winston said it.
Winston said it, folks. It's going to be good weather, so it must be true if Winston said it. Winston's not a politician now. Winston is
diplomat.
Yeah, that's right. He's a government servant here, folks. So it must be. That's right. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
Sounds like an exciting program. Folks, we'll be right back in a moment with more living.
ladies and gentlemen, this is the paint. Uh-oh. I just knocked the tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat, you know? They do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the paint works at 1960 North Washington Street and you see David Heikkinen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fixes you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senior. See? Martin Senior. Right there. Martin Senior at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Weekend High on the Hog took place over in Franklin County, and they've been doing this for years. And you know, I went over because the girls are always so nice to invite me, and I went into the judging tent or the judging facility and found out a little bit about how they judge the brisket and all the products. They judge chicken, pulled pork, ribs, and brisket. And it was real interesting to see that process going on, and we have a little video of that, and we hope you enjoy it. High on the Hog. Where the judges are, this is the judging room here, and there's, as you can see, there are people all over everywhere, and they have scorecards in front of them, and they have all kinds of plates. Here's our two superstars right here. Don't they? How does this work? Each plate has a number.
They have a number when it's given to the judges, and then when the teams, and then when it comes in, we put another number on it. So it's a totally different number. Change it in the kitchen. We change it in the kitchen.
Change it in the kitchen. So, and this is the judging room.
Yes, and there's no one table that will get the same team.
All of these people are accredited for what they do, and they're judging brisket right now. And what are the things you judge on brisket?
How tender it is. How tender it is.
How tender it is.
6, 9.
And that's a plate of brisket being shown to the judges, and what they do is it has a number on it, and they judge it for different things as far as appearance, flavor, tenderness, and they're judging right now for the appearance of the meat only. This is a plate of brisket, and what happens after they judge it, then all that's left over is packed up and taken and donated to Good Samaritan. So a lot of families that need good food will be eating good tonight.
That's right. And Good Samaritan comes in and we give it to them and they distribute it.
All right, and this is the trophy table of the High on the Hog trophies, and there's the championship trophies right there. All right, I'm here with Dennis Ricks, and he's from Smyrna, Tennessee, and he was a table captain for the judging at High on the Hog. And Dennis, just exactly how does the judging process take place?
Well, the judging process takes place when, as I'm the table captain, I present the barbecue to the judges, and the judges, they judge it for appearance on the first category, and then the second category they judge it for taste, and then the last they judge it for the tenderness. And the way they do that is like they start from the taste. If it's too salty or it's too dry, you know, they give a score between 2 and 9. 9's the high, 6 is average, and they go from there. And then they go from the tenderness, and that's just like you do a brisket. You can pull a brisket in two, and if it pulls in two real tender, then it's real easy, then that means it's cooked just right, but it won't fall apart. If it falls apart, it's overcooked. There's a lot of things that take in consideration on different meat categories. It's like chicken. Chicken sometimes has a red color in by the bone, and people think it might be undercooked. Well, a lot of times if you take a white paper towel and you dip it in the juice, and if the juice runs up in the paper towel clear, that means it's done. But now if it turns the color of the paper towel as the juice goes up in the paper towel, that means it could be undercooked.
Undercooked. So you judge pork, chicken, brisket, and...
Judge chicken, ribs, pork, and brisket. There's 4 categories in this contest today. Yesterday they did dessert, sauce, and I'm not sure what other they did yesterday.
And how long have you been doing this judging?
Well, I've been judging since 05.
Okay.
05.
All right, and barbecue, you cook yourself?
I cook myself. I cook a lot of barbecue every year. I got several cookers I cook on, and the largest cooker that I have weighs 4,700 pounds. It's my competition cooker. It's not my biggest, but it weighs more than the others. And my wife and I enjoy doing this because it's like a big reunion. Every time we go to a contest, we see people that we see down the road. And it's really something to do.
Well, of all the places you go and judge, you told me you travel about 3 or 4 hours around from Smyrna. How does this event right here rank?
This is one of the best events that we do in Winchester. We know several of the reps here and the people here, and we've been doing this for a long time here at this one in Winchester. And it's the luck of the draw to get into this one. It's a pleasure to be here to do this one, and they really treat you really nice down here.
And it's hard to see them all because there's tents and campers everywhere out here. But the High on the Hog barbecue is a big success in 2015.
We are Goody Two Scoops.
I love Goody Two Scoops.
A family-friendly, yummy dessert specialty shop in Tullahoma, Tennessee. We excel in self-serve frozen treats and our own incredibly tasty chef-baked creations. For frozen treat lovers, we offer frozen yogurt, ice cream custard, as well as gelato and Italian ice. 85 flavors that rotate each day. 55 toppings including fresh sliced fruit. For our baked good lovers, Goody Two Scoops offers a variety of fresh pastries at a hometown price. Our 2 certified culinary chefs design and create incredible cakes. We showcase our cakes, froyo cakes, cupcakes, cookies, pies, and chocolate-covered strawberries, offered fresh daily.
Love funny.
Goody Two Scoops.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
welcome back. You're going to be glad you stuck around because I have with me my friend Sandy Hayes, who is Executive Director of United Way and 4,000 other things, but today we're talking United Way.
Yes, ma'am.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Great. Barbecue Boogie coming up.
We are so excited because we've got a fundraiser and we've got the South Jackson Street Band.
And we're thrilled to death to be coming, by the way.
Well, good.
We've got some guest stars with us. Kaylee Wilson Campbell is coming to sing some Broadway stuff that you'll love.
And she was in Annie Get Your Gun and 9 to 5.
Too cute, yeah.
Yes.
They'll love her. And Jim Zidane, who's
love him
in
too.
Several Broadway musicals, and it looks like R.J. Hayes is going to finally join us.
I think I know him.
You might know him. I loved his voice, by the way, when he came over to the house. I hadn't heard him sing in a while, but he sounds wonderful.
He sings all the time. Every time we take a cruise, he's
that he
on
was
there.
with Once Upon a Time?
It was the Pennsylvania Singing Boys. Yeah, he sang in Radio City and all that. But of course, that was a long time ago.
But still, the beauty of it is he still sounds great. All right, the Barbecue Boogie is May 2nd.
It's May 2nd, and it's from 6 to 10, and it's at the Trinity Lutheran Church. And you don't mind if I cheat here a little bit?
Go ahead.
It's 705 Wilson Avenue in Tullahoma. The big thing is the tickets are only $60 a couple, and we're trying to keep it low so people will come and have fun. And
we need to put up a phone number for tickets.
Well, we've got them at all kinds of places.
Okay.
We've got them at U.S. Bank. We've got them at Citizens Tri-County Bank, which is in Tullahoma. The Coffee County Realty office, which is in Tullahoma. South Jackson Civic Center has got the tickets. Southern Community Bank, Tullahoma Utilities Board, and Tina Michelle has them too in her
her new place.
Yes, she does,
Which
and
is
it's
quite
worth going in to see.
Yeah, it's worth going in. Everything's new and smells good.
Exactly.
I'm thrilled for her. Anyway, and you have coming as a special guest.
We have
from
a special
4?
guest, yes, Tom Randalls, and of course when I talked to him on the phone, I recognized his voice immediately from Channel 4 newscast, and he also plays the guitar, and he's going to bring that. He said he would love to. In fact, he told me, "Oh, this sounds like a blast."
Good,
He was real excited, so I think that it'll be fun to meet him.
Let's tell people what time it starts.
It starts at 6 and it goes until about 10 o'clock, so you can have a fairly early evening. You're not out so late. We've got barbecue by the world famous Monty Hatcher.
And you were just talking about all the things that he's done, which is amazing to me. What a generous individual.
And he has won awards, and he's actually from Memphis, and he said he had won the best barbecue in Memphis and in New York and New Jersey, and he started telling me all these states, and I couldn't even write them down fast enough. But
that's amazing.
But
so
it's
I'm excited about the food.
It's a full meal, and
you have wine and beer for sale.
And we've got wine and beer available. Yes, we do. And the desserts are going to be a variety. The board is cooking all the desserts, so we'll have a variety of desserts.
So this includes the food, the music, Monty Hatcher's food, which is great, and what's his name, Tom
Randalls.
Tom Randalls.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
And it's at the Lutheran Church, which is
on Wilson Street.
And you go around the back, right?
Yeah, it's right there at the corner of Cedar Lane and Wilson.
And the doors will open at
probably 5:30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
we'll be there.
Bump around and something will be going on.
Come in and have a glass of wine
Let's
or something.
talk about United Way a little bit and how important it is to Coffee County and
Moore County.
And the money actually stays in these counties.
It stays right here in our area, and that's
is this your major fundraiser?
Yes, we try to have only one a year because there's so many nonprofits that we try just to keep it down to one big one a year.
And I know you have some wonderful sponsors. Do you want to
We
mention
do.
that?
Jacobs is our gold sponsor, Jacobs Technology, and then let's see what's comes next. Silver. Should look at your hair and say silver. Silver sponsors Jack Daniels and Ascend Federal Credit Union, and then we have Weichert Joe Orr and American City Bank, U.S. Bank, Harton Regional Medical Center, and Stan McNabb.
Stan McNabb, always up there.
Yeah.
You have some really good sponsors, and I have to say, how much we all appreciate what these people do.
You know, and we all are looking for the same money, you know, and they all try to support us, you know, so I know that's hard for them
that's
too.
That's the reason it's so important that we support our community businesses, because they are in turn supporting so many activities. And what exactly, how does United Way help different organizations?
Well, we not only have our agencies that we support, which are a lot of them are small ones, which really depend on us for their support, but we also do other things like school supplies. Walmart collects school supplies. They call me, and then I go over and load them all up, and then I distribute them to the Coffee County, Tullahoma, and Manchester schools.
How wonderful.
That's something that we do that's extra, that has nothing to do with, you know, with our agencies. The same thing sometimes at Christmas. We get clothing from Walmart. People purchase it and put it in a box at the entrance.
So you all get it
and we get it and distribute it to people that need it.
So many people that need it.
Oh, I get calls every day of somebody. I had a lady the other day, and she was just in tears because her utility bill was due that day, and she had no way of paying it. And, you know, it's just really hard to talk to people that are generally in tears, concerned. She was an elderly lady, and you know, we don't have extra money to help people like that. All I can do is try to
just do the best
send them,
you can.
send them to somebody that I know that's got some money.
Well, we certainly hope that people are going to show up to your. I think you're going to have a great evening. I think it's going to be fun.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
If you just love to listen, I think there'll be something for everybody.
Oh, there will be, and we're also have iced tea and soft drinks and available.
I mean, that's quite a big meal.
Oh, Monty's got, I think, the pulled pork, and I think he's got chicken. I think there's beans. I think there's slaw. You know,
I don't know where you can
puts
go
it on.
and get dessert on top of all that.
There you
and
go.
A drink. So it's
and
a
a
really
variety
good
of dessert.
May 2nd. That's not far away. So
no, it's a week from this Saturday.
Sandy, thank you. Thank you not only for United Way, but for everything else you do.
Thank you, Peggy, for everything you do.
Thank you. We'll be back.
Partners for Healing provides medical care to the working uninsured of Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties. We are in Tullahoma from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursdays, and in Manchester on Fridays from 8 to 12. We provide primary medical care and offer an in-house disease management program.
My name is Rosie Mitchell, and I would just like to say I am blessed to have partners in my life.
Please call 455-5014 for more information. Thank you for being one of our Partners for Healing.
Hello, this is Janie Price. When my husband Ray Price would tour across the country, his favorite place to dine was Cracker Barrel Old Country Store locations. His favorite thing to order was the Uncle Herschel.
And the beauty of it all is forever, you'll be holding me to.
I miss Ray dearly, and I'm so proud that his last album, Beauty Is the Final Sessions, is available at his favorite restaurant.
A love affair.
The project includes a duet with Martina McBride and harmony vocals from Vince Gill. Ray believed this to be the best recording he had ever made.
Oh, I wish I was 18 again.
I think you'll agree when you pick up your copy of Beauty Is the Final Sessions at a Cracker Barrel Old Country Store location near you or at crackerbarrel.com.
A world without breast cancer is a world with more birthdays. And signing up for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk will help us get there faster. The American Cancer Society invests in groundbreaking breast cancer research, and we're part of every community. In fact, 1 in 2 women newly diagnosed with breast cancer turns to us for support. Sign up today at makingstrideswalk.org. Together, we can finish the fight against breast cancer.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Doc Mishler, and we are introducing the cowboy extraordinaire. He rides from one end of the country to the other on a Tennessee walking horse.
They said I've been a coast-to-coast cowboy.
Coast-to-coast cowboy.
Coast-to-coast cowboy. I've been to the coast many times, many coasts. Been from the Pacific to Atlantic, and Atlantic to the Pacific, and many points in between.
How long have you been riding on this one trip?
This particular journey, I left Shoto. No, that was actually I left Shoto, Montana, June the 16th of 2002. But I had to ride to Washington D.C. by way of California, and took the long way around. And of course, I rode on a Tennessee stud. There ain't no stud like the Tennessee stud.
You got that right. But now that stud's a gelding, right?
He is a gelding. But when I left, he was a stud. He bred a lot of mares across the country, and his name is Chief Free Spirit. He just turned 18 March 24th. Had him gelding 5 years ago. People are afraid of studs, across the country, but he was a lover. And as I say, I got his daughter with me now, Charity. She's out of an Appaloosa mare, so she's a Wakalusa. Good ride. She's tough. She's tough like her daddy. I had his son Justice with me, and Justice was 16, 2 or 3. He was tall, and it was a good ride, but it wasn't tough. He died up in Pawnee Pass, Colorado there. It was just, the snow was too soft, and the grade was just too deep. But we had some good times together. Justice.
Well, that's all that matters on that.
Yeah.
Well, now, this ride that you're on, Doc, you do it, there's a purpose behind it.
A journey without a purpose, I feel, is meaningless. So I started out with Bread for the Journey, and their home office in Mill Valley, California, rode for them. And then I rode for Bread for the World, and their home office in Washington, D.C., 5 blocks from the Capitol building. By the grace of God, rode there, rode into Washington, D.C., September 23rd, 2004. And I was able to address the Agriculture Committee about feeding the hungry children. See, there are programs to feed the hungry children. The problem is they're not being funded, and that's what Bread for the World is about. It's an organization that lobbies Congress to fund the programs to feed the hungry children. And, everybody's aware that there are children in the world that are so hungry that God cannot appear to them except in the form of bread. But a lot of people are not aware that we already have all the money. We have all the money we need to feed every starving child in the world. It's not the will, or it's not the way that is lacking, it's the will. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. There are no hungry children in heaven. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Pray for me, please pray for me to the point where everything I do for Jesus.
You ever preach?
Never have.
But
I'm very passionate about this. I do believe it can be done, Jerry. I do know that it is prophesied. And again, if we have the ability and to relieve suffering and don't use it, that undoubtedly would be part of our judgment. Don't take my word for it. Read Matthew 25, 31, 46. Dust off that Bible. What does it say to you? Matthew 25, 31, 46. We can believe Jesus. We can take him at his word. Don't believe me. Don't take me. But, Jesus wouldn't lie to us.
I agree with that.
He wouldn't lie to us.
I agree with you 100% on that one.
But, number one, I've become the man, the little boy I was, always wanted to be. I remember when my daddy would say to me, eat your peas, eat your broccoli, there's children starving in this world. I didn't know how that helped feed hungry children, but I did what my daddy told me to do, and then I run outside and I played cowboys and Indian. Here I am many years later. I've become the man, the little boy I was, always wanted to be. When will we have peace on earth? When every child has his belly full. They're not going to bite the hand that feeds them. Let's feed them.
That's it.
The money we spend on weapons of mass destruction belongs to hungry children. But again, I understand that. Man wants war. Well, okay, we'll give you a war. We'll give you a war that you can win. The war on hunger can be won. A war against A war against terrorism is a war without end. But we got to feed their kids, and they won't bite you. Well, we got to feed them before we can bring them to. There are children in the world that are so hungry that God cannot appear to them except in the form of food. So food first.
Well, now let me ask you this: where are you headed when you leave here?
Each day, come with me. I wait upon the Lord and pray. Go ahead and make my day. Now, having said that, you got to have some kind of direction. I'm going north. And my baby sister, they're in Rolling Prairie, Indiana, which is just 60 miles east of Chicago. She's got a birthday coming up June the 13th, and if it be God's will, I'll be there June the 13th for her birthday, my baby sister's birthday. But you want to hear God laugh, Jerry? You want to hear God laugh?
Yeah.
tell him you have a plan. Yeah, right. So I didn't plan on having a heart attack, but God says, slow down here. As a matter of fact, I was laying in my tent there, and the pain was going away, and the light was there, and I was going toward the light, very peaceful, no pain. This is wonderful. There's the light. I'm going home. Maybe the Lord's calling me home. All of a sudden, it was like a kick in the butt, and the pain was back, and all I heard was "Ride on, Green Eyes," and that's the name of my new mare I got here. She's a Tennessee walking mare, you know, as the song goes. I love that little girl with the golden hair. She's riding Tennessee mare.
You're very passionate about what you're doing, feeding the children and everything. What I want to do is wish you luck on your journey. I hope June 13th.
Jerry, excuse me. It's not about luck. It's if it be God's will. And I would ask with all sincerity, pray for me. Pray for me, Jerry. Pray for me to the point where everything I do for Jesus, because flesh and blood is an obstacle, you know, and I'm just a man, and but. Pray for me to the point where everything I do for Jesus.
Well, I'll pray for you, and knowing that, you'll have a good journey.
All right.
Exactly. Thank you, buddy.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you.
Rode all the way from Shota, Montana to Washington, D.C. by way of California land on a Tennessee stud. I wrote a letter to my Uncle Sam, had to ride it Washington, D.C. all the way to California land on Chief Free-Spirited Tennessee stud. A Tennessee stud, long and lean, there ain't no horse like a Tennessee stud.
Chief Free-Spirited Tennessee walker. He was a stud up until 5 years ago in March. Bred a lot of mares across the country. That's his baby daughter, Charity. She's out of Appaloosa, so she's a Walkaloosa.
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Monteagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
Folks, there's been a guy hanging around Traders National Bank for about 42 years right here in Tullahoma named Benny Garrick, and has done a lot of deals and made a lot of good things happen for people around here. Been a great banker, been a great member of the community, and he's retiring from Traders Bank. And our reporter Amelia Marquez has a little interview with Benny, and we just want to wish Benny congratulations, and don't disappear. You keep on out there. You just don't have to work at the bank anymore. Let's go see Benny. Where's Benny gonna go?
Hi, I'm Amelia Marquez, and I'm with Benny Garrick, former CEO and president of Traders Bank. How are you doing today?
I'm doing just fine. How are you doing?
Absolutely wonderful. Well, Benny, how long have you been with Traders Bank?
A little over 42 years.
Wow. And do you remember the first day you started?
Well, yeah. It was in March of 73. And for the first 3 days, I kind of stood by Tom Scobie's desk and got familiar with the paperwork. And then they gave me a desk. And I said, what do I do now? And they said, if you think they'll pay it back, lend it to them. And I've been doing that ever since.
So, what brought you to Traders Bank? What made you want to do banking?
You know, I'm not sure exactly that I wanted to do banking, but I got a call from Tom Scobie, and he said that C. Ray Copeland had said it's time for us to get some young blood in the bank. And my name was brought up, and he called me, and I came and talked to him. And we worked out a deal. It's time to turn it over to the younger generation now, though.
Yes, it is a new generation for Traders Bank, absolutely. So Benny, what are some of the high times and some of the low times being here at Traders Bank?
Well, let's don't dwell too much on the low times. Obviously, the 20% interest rates on loans was a tough time for borrowers and banks. That was in the early part of the 80s, 1980s, to be specific so you'll understand where I'm coming from. Then some of the good times, we used to, all the banks in town played softball against each other. Since softball's a 10-man or 10-person game, we were able to play 5 girls and 5 guys on each team. And that was fun. All the banks got along, worked good together. Yeah. We didn't have a lot of government regulation back in those days. We could have fun. Yeah. You know, we had time to. We were able through the years to take the employees to places like the General Jackson, the Barn Dinner Theater in Franklin, Opryland. You know, those were great fun times of camaraderie. Now, the other thing that was good times is all the customers. You know, I've been dealing with some of these people since I started here.
Absolutely.
That are still banking with us. And that's just fantastic. You know, the other day I had, somebody had died and they called me over there and her son was in here, who I did not remember, but he said, you gave me my first loan. You know?
Yeah.
That makes you feel kind of good.
So Benny, that's a very interesting story. So who are some of the people that helped pave the way and you had an honor to meet throughout your career?
Well, I guess one of the most important people that I ever dealt with was C. Ray Copeland, who was president and CEO. And he was my mentor and gave me lots of advice. And I loved him dearly. There was Jack Jones, who was the executive vice president. And I remember when one of the ladies had left the management of the Lincoln Street branch, there was talk about me going down there and running it. And Jack Jones said, I disagree with that because I think he is grasping the whole picture and we need to keep him here in the main bank. And I mentioned earlier Tom Scobie. He taught me how to collect and repossess and make car loans. And was a great friend. Then, you know, through the years, there's been so many wonderful people work here. Some of them have passed on, and that makes me sad. And they passed on before their time.
So Benny, how has the banking business changed throughout the years?
Well, it's changed drastically. You know, you used to make a note to somebody, or a loan, we'd call it a note, and they had 2 places to sign. Now you have to sign about 30 pages, you know, and it's all because of regulations. And a lot of them were designed to protect the consumer, and I don't have a problem about that, because there were some bankers that were not doing some things right, to put it simply. But it made it hard on the rest of us that were doing things right to be able to quickly handle our customers' needs. And one other thing that I should mention, or at least one other thing, is computer technology. When I came here, obviously, we sent what we call our work off to a computer center, and they processed it for us. But as far as us loan officers at our desk, we had some calculators that we bought at BK and a rate book. And that's how we figured out loan rates and did all that stuff. So turn it over on the back and write and figure the odd number of days and all that sort of stuff. And now the computers do all that for you if you're so inclined to use them. Technology passed by my generation very quickly in the last few years, because we had just not been exposed to it. And most of the people that were friends of mine in other banks and other cities are no longer in banking. They've since retired, and therefore I thought it was time for me to retire. I remember when we bought the first ATM, automatic teller machine. One of the big things was the deal is to come up with a name for the teller machine, you know. We came up with some name or something, but I made the comment myself that people in Tullahoma won't do business with a machine. Well, it wasn't but a few years later we had more than one machine. So you see, you might be replaced by a machine someday. And of course, you know, since the ATMs have come into being, there's been other changes. There's online banking now where you can get on your computer and look up your balance and I'll do transactions, I suppose. I don't know, I don't have those capabilities, but I understand that there's mobile banking coming, and I don't know what that means. Does that mean you bank while you're driving your car? You know, mobile banking doesn't mean anything to me. You know, I'm just old.
You've been involved with a lot of civic affairs within the community. What are some of those affairs? And then also, how is that important within Traders Bank?
Well, I've been a member of the American Legion ever since I came back here in 1973. In fact, I was a member before then, and went on to become commander of the Legion, and involved in all of their activities, including the Big Brothers program, which helps the needy. Been on the Holland Scholarship Committee. I've been a member of the Chamber of Commerce. Been a member of Rotary since back in the 70s. You know, I just think it's important to give something back to your community, whether it be monetarily or physically, by participating. And I think those things that you genuinely do are, you're associated with traders, so people think positive about traders because of some of those things.
So, is there something you'd want to say to your customers and colleagues? Something you'd want to say to them today?
Well, you know, I've always gotten great pleasure out of seeing people grow. And through the years, I was able to help some people start up their businesses and grow into rather large businesses. And that is wonderful. That's a good feeling when you've helped somebody get going and they are successful. And they have been faithful to me and to traders. And, you know, I dearly love all the people that I've worked with and the customers that come in here. And I just hope they'll remember me going out with a smile.
And on a personal level, working with you, it's an absolute honor to get to know you. I thank you.
Thank you.
Are you tired of getting those letters in the mail being turned down for that new car due to bankruptcy, medical expenses, or divorce? Then look no further than Russell Barnett Kia. Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Here at Russell Barnett Kia, we are your bank. Dial 931-455-6066 or visit us on the web at russellbarnett.com. And remember, we are the bank and we can help you. Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Why buy anywhere else?
It's your trademark. That's something special everyone knows and remembers. It's your thing. It's made holidays special for decades and summers unforgettable for the entire neighborhood. It's made everyone laugh every single time. Don't let illness or injury keep you from doing your thing. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Well, Peggy, we're back, and
we're back, and we're close to the end, I guess.
What about that cowboy?
I love that cowboy.
Wasn't he something? We found him. We filmed David Pennington's antique show. Let's Talk Antiques, the radio show, and David had him on the radio show, and we all just fell in love with him.
I couldn't help but wonder how he got him. Was he just passing through?
Yeah, he was riding through, and you know, David Pennington, he finds out all kinds of stuff. He knows who's passing through, and he captured that guy, and it was just a remarkable story. And you know, if you want to see more about him, you can turn on our antique show, or you can go on our webpage, www.channel6, that's the number 6, thelink.com, and that shows up there that you can watch the whole show anytime you want to.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So and all of our programs
David has
are there.
all this stuff, and it doesn't surprise me that he would have found that cowboy, but that was an interesting segment.
He was great. And of course, when Jerry Harris found out that he was riding a walking horse, so then we had to get him on what, a horse? And so Tennessee Stud.
Yeah.
So it was just great. You know, we want to make sure we've got Shrek is back this coming weekend.
And Friday, Saturday,
is it the final
Sunday.
weekend? I think they're doing it two more weekends.
Have I got
Another
it backwards?
weekend.
Is it 3 weekends? Okay.
Yeah, they're doing a Friday and Saturday the next week.
Okay.
So, but what I want to tell you is, you know, Shrek is the ultimate story about loving someone for what they are.
For what they are, and not
what other people expect them to be. And we're going to end the show today. We can't use Shrek because we hadn't paid for the copyrights to use it. But here's somebody else telling you the same thing in Rooster and the Red Maiden. We'll close the show with them.
Great.
would catch you.
You need a light, I'd find a match.
'Cause I love the way you say good morning.
And you take me the way I am.
If you were chilly, here, take my sweater.
Your head is aching, I'll make it better. 'Cause I love the way you call me baby.
And you take me the way I am.
Yes, I do. I'd buy you Rogaine when you start losing all your hair. So on patches to all you tear.
And I love you more than I could ever promise. And you take me the way I am. Ooh.
You take me the way I am. You take me the way I am.